Welcome to Racing with the Rev. Today I'm going to be playing some Forza Motorsport, and we're going to be going online, and I'm going to be doing some featured multiplayer races. I'm going to first have a race in the BMW M3 Spec Series. I did previously run these races, and I am going to be using the replay gallery to bring you the action. So first, we are going to be starting at Mugello and the BMWs. I am driving the bluey BMW there. I created that paint scheme earlier in the day. And this race had a lot of bumping and going on there. There was one of the first accidents where I got pushed into one of the other cars and spun out. I wasn't assigned any penalties for that bump there. Of course, from my view, I don't think that I was the one responsible for that wreck, as another car bumped me and pushed me into the other car. I, however, did get some time penalties that were odd since I wasn't the one that initiated the collision, but we will see those here coming up. Like I said, there was a lot of bumping going on in this race, as you can clearly see. I believe I started this race in 16th position, and we'll just keep going here and see how we end up. I do enjoy running these spec races, as everybody's in an equally matched car. Don't have to worry about anybody being completely overpowered or anything. It's just pretty much up to the drivers. And ended up getting pushed off there, but got right back on and back into the race. Coming up the front straight into turn one, I take the inside line, and then the car comes back over into me, and right here I received like a half a second penalty for holding my line and being run into. But no real time was lost on track anyway, just the penalty. In some of these turns I was having to fight not to drift through them, as my tires were starting to wear. As you notice, a lot of people are in the default white colored BMWs. I do like to go get my car and put my own livery on there. I had made that bluey livery earlier in the, like I said, earlier in the day, just so I could, you know, stand out and not be the same as everyone else as far as, you know, looks-wise goes. Here we are coming in the final turn to the front straight, and then I got bumped from behind there and put into the wall. And then someone else came in too. I'm not sure if I contacted them or bumped them or not as a result of being bumped myself. We got the replay here. Nope, they just came in and joined the pile on. And we're back down the... And as we come out of the turn there, the car in front of me spins out, and I have nowhere to go, but somehow I got a 4-second penalty for that, which I don't really understand, as I was, you know, hit, and then they spun out on me, and I just kept on going to get around them, but somehow that was my fault according to the penalty that I received for that incident right there. There I go, doing a little drifting again, as I'm honestly not really wanting to drift, but starting to get a little squirrely there with the tires degrading. And then we have someone that ghosted out and decided to run into the wall there in front of us. Got a couple laps left to go here. I decided to do this bluey car for my kids who are big fans of the bluey show. I may have to do some more bluey themed cars for them here pretty soon. And here we go around the final turn for the last time in this race. I believe I crossed the line in this race at 12th. Our next race is at Laguna Seca, and I'm racing in the introductory series to the online, and using the Honda that is provided for these. This is another spec style race, and we start off this race right away by being pit maneuvered into the wall. This race I did start fourth, and since it was at the very beginning, I drove the wheels off of it to try to get back to at least where I started. I didn't receive any penalties for that incident. Again, as I don't think I was at fault, as it looked like I was drove into, but so now we gotta play catch up. I believe when this race started there was only 8 cars in there, so I'm currently running 8th, and as you saw as I was coming down the hill, 7th was right in front of me. This is another one of my personal paint schemes that I designed. Coming around the final turn on the first lap, we did get a spot back as someone had slid off into the rocks or sand there. So we are currently running in P7. And we have 6th right in front of us. Excuse me, we're now in 5th, as we just saw there. We had passed another one as someone else as they had drove off into the sand. So we have P5 in front of us. So right here we're coming up on a car that was ghosted that came back to solid form right in front of me, so I slid off the track there to avoid hitting them, and that did get me a half a second penalty there. Ultimately that didn't really end up hurting me at all, but I tried to avoid hitting someone and still get penalized. Coming down the corkscrew here. And right in front of us there is the car that spun me out in the very beginning. And they are currently right there in either 4th or 5th place. I've actually lost track of right now of where they're at. I believe they currently may be 5th right here. Okay, looking at this, the car in front of me that spun me out in the beginning of the race is currently running P4, and I am currently running P5. And I'm going to make my move here, or try to. I'm starting to gain ground as he keeps slipping off the track here and there. Coming into the first turn there, he really gets off, which gives me a chance to make my move. As we come around this turn, I make a dive to the inside. As we're going up the hill, I get around and slowing down to make the turn, and he hits my other quarter panel, just so he hit both sides equally, I guess. In this incident, I did receive a multi-second penalty for being the victim of being hit by the guy for a second time. I'm not sure exactly how these penalties work, but I mean, right there he clearly comes up and clips my rear quarter panel there. But it did not end up hurting me in the end, as I took P4 there and I never looked back. I really do like watching these races in this cinematic camera view. I personally race in the over-the-hood view, and for future videos I may include some of that live race video just to give another perspective. But overall, I think I like the cinematic camera. Constantly chasing the car gives you more of a real race feel to the video this way, I think. As we come across the start-finish line of our final lap now, I would like to make mention I do have these liveries that I made. I do have versions of both of them on the game shared that you can download. This one I did recently modify before this race and made some changes to it, but the original version of it is on there, minus the number and the little tribute on the windshield. But if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed watching these races. This is the Rev saying thank you and have a great day.